25 bucks a piece, definitely gonna pick them up. These have recently sold for $350 and $400, and right now the cheapest one available is for $450. So this is a slam dunk to not only find one of them, but to find two of them. We have got a nice crowd built up, waiting in line, just about ready to go in a few moments. We are here at the West Hill High School annual garage sale. This is something Mrs. Primetime and I used to love to do before the pandemic. This is the first time that they've had one since the pandemic. So I am really looking forward to getting in there. As you can see, tons of people are lined up. We found some great treasures in the past. Miss Primetime is here with me. She's waiting in line. Let's see what both of us could find. All right, we're heading in. Remember this, long-time prime-timers? We got the whole hallway down there and more to the right. All right, just gonna start exploring. This is the room to the right I was talking about. I gotta be careful because Mrs. Primetime doesn't want to be caught on camera. All right, so this Blessing of St. Patrick sign is definitely good to start with. These types of things are very popular. I like to get religious items, and you know, this really jumps out to me. Nice bright colors, and a lot of people are attached to certain specific saints. There is a very popular Irish area here in Syracuse, New York called Tipperary Hill, and that's probably where this came from. But we're gonna take this for just $1, and this will be an easy sale. So these types of items I tend to pass up because they are mass-produced bookends. They would sell for around $20. That's my box. It happens all the time. People always try to steal my box.
I just saw something was in there, so I thought.
Did you want that Blessing of St. Patrick's thing? Probably.
No,
okay.
I just saw something in there, and so I knew it had to be someone's box.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. Thank you. So yeah, so these are mass produced, and you know, you can probably get like $19 out of them, but it's $2. They're heavy, so it's gonna go priority shipping. So yeah, I'll probably pass on them. And the other reason for passing on them is, as you can see here, you gotta look over these types of things carefully. You see the chipping right here? Yeah, that's another problem. All right, so I'm filming this video in the beginning of November, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna pass up on a good Halloween item. Halloween stuff sells all year round, and this is great. Always make sure you explore the backs of these things, because look at this. This comes out like that, so it's really cool. It's nice and expandable, and it's just $1, and it's just a nice single unit. And because it folds like that, it'll be easier to ship. It's got a little spider on top. So we're gonna take this one and put this in the box right over here. Now this one here, this one I'm gonna pass on because it's a more commonplace item. It's a scarecrow, it's very light construction. In addition to that, it's pretty long, and this is easily something that could break or snap off. So it's just not worth it, even though it's just $1. We'll let someone else grab that. Now, I do always say to look at the faux fruit, especially if they're loose pieces that you could just pull out. But these are all glued in. It's all porcelain, ceramic, and you got to be careful and look this stuff over carefully, because if you're just looking at it like this, you're not going to notice that there's any problem with it. But when you turn it around and look right down here, you could see this was broken and repaired. If that wasn't the case, there's someone who has something similar to this listed right now for $25 plus 12 shipping. So you should definitely look into it, but I'm gonna pass on it because of the broken part right there. All right, now it may be a little bit early to declare something as the find of the day. but this might be it. So what drew me to this is a lot of times I look for these nesting bowls made by Pyrex. Now, to know who made it, you do have to flip it over. This is not actually made by Pyrex. It's made by a company called Bauer Pottery. But I want you to keep this on your radar because nesting bowls by them could sell well into several $100s. And as you can see, there is a little bit of chipping on the edge, but this could be retouched with a little bit of paint if someone wanted to. And I don't see any other problems with any of the other bowls here. So we'll take them out though, and just at least on the rims, but we want to take a more careful look before we commit to a purchase. This one's good. You know, we just don't want to see some giant crack on the bottom. So no, we're good here. So how much would the 4 go for? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. But I don't think I could pass this up for $12. What do you think? I'm definitely gonna grab this though. This is awesome. Put it right here in the box. Oh, that reminds me. Let me address something else that somebody was talking to me about in a prior video. So when I'm starting out with items like this, okay, I will lay them flat like this, especially if it's something breakable. Now these aren't really breakable, or if it's something fragile, okay? So in the very beginning, I'm gonna lay it flat when I carry it around like this, because if it was fragile, if I have it to the side like this and then I'm carrying it, it's gonna fall over like that. And then if it's fragile, it could break. Like you remember that owl that I got that was made out of the seashells. Now I'm constantly readjusting as I go. So at this point, I would move that to the side and I would take the bowls here and put it like that. Okay, now what would be a bad thing to do is if I had this down like this, especially if it was breakable, and then I put these heavy bowls right on top of it. Sometimes people actually think that's what I do, but I just want to take a moment to clarify that is actually not what happens. Now, you could see here, this has a little eyebrow missing, but that's something that's easily replaced. And honestly, you know, he's Frankenstein, so he's supposed to be kind of messed up a little bit. So, you know, he could have one eyebrow missing and one eyebrow on. I still think it's cool enough to pick it up. So let's put Frankie to the side there. Put the bowls right there, and off we go. All right, these are really cool. First thing I saw on this was this tiny little Santa Claus, and people love miniatures, so these miniature jugs are really neat, and they're just 75 cents a piece, so real. It never fails. All right, so they're just 75 cents a piece, and I'm gonna pick both of these up. Pretty cool. All right, now here's an interesting find. I was initially going back and forth with whether or not to get these or not, because these are old, and really one of the clear ways to tell that, beyond just actually touching it, which you know you can't do through the camera obviously, is looking on the bottom, and you could see that this seal here, this is pretty vintage. The price tag is vintage as well. But as I look it over more and more, I see more and more evidence of chipping and repair. Now, a little bit here and there, a little paint loss wouldn't be that big of a deal, but you could see it starts to accumulate over time. And as we keep looking at it more and more, especially right around the hat here, and then also underneath the basket as well, you really need to look these things over. And then in addition to that, you know, it's one thing to have a chip, but it's another thing to have a clean break that has been repaired. And you can see here, this line goes all the way around. So this had broken off at some point, probably fell off of a shelf or something, and it's been repaired. Now, sometimes the repair job might be good, and it might be worth picking up. But in this case, you know, it's pretty obvious, and just even though they're only $2 a piece, but when factoring in all the different chipping and color loss, it just became too much personally for me. Yeah, I know some people might have picked it up, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it here for someone else. Yoo-hoo, prime time. Hey, what's that calling me? What's that noise? What? Oh, hey, how are you doing? How are you? Where have you been all my life? I know Mrs. Primetime is around. I gotta be careful here. Kind of looks like Mrs. Primetime a little bit. Oh, this is so cool. I definitely got to pick this up. It's very neat. Just a buck. Even if I don't sell it, I'm just gonna display it in Primetime Treasure headquarters. But this is super, super cool. Love it. Oh, and if you're wondering, you know, you could use her as a decoration in and of itself, but her hands are out like that because she would be used to hold jewelry. So a nice jewelry display stand. Pretty cool. All right, so I want to show you something here because you see where everyone is clustered. They're all clustered at these tables. Now, at estate sales, I'm always saying look up, look down, and certainly there's things under the tables to look at. But what we also want to do is look on the sides. And so you can see here, right on the side, we've got things that people just walk by all the time. And there's some great items here. Like, for example, there's this really cool old golf clock. How old? Well, it's from, let me get a little closer here. It's from 1962. Just requires a battery. And it says here it works. I will confirm that, but it's just $2. So that is awesome. So I always say carry batteries with you. So pick this one up, put it in the box, right on the side, rearranging things as we go. This is nice. People always collect spoons. And so this is just a nice wall decoration item right here. So you could tell it's vintage. So we'll pick that one up, put it right in here as well. And then we're also going to grab the Murphy's Guinness sign. Just $1 for this. I mean, you just can't miss. Definitely make sure you're looking out for anything that's brewery related, famous brand, anything that says Irish on it, because now you're getting into cultural factors, as well as, you know, people might have a loyalty to the brand. So this is going to look really nice in someone's bar or home. So we will pick this one up as well. Just slide it right here in the back. All right, so since this is a community-based sale, I've had a lot of people come up to me and recognize me, and they're saying, hey, Primetime. And it's just been a lot of fun just talking to people and just meeting people who watch the channel who I didn't even know. So if you ever see me out and about, you know, don't feel shy, come up, say hello. Even if I'm in the middle of doing something, doesn't matter. Always love talking to people and getting to know you. So thank you. Now this is really cool. If I had like a brick and mortar store or something, this would be something I would pick up. It's a nice canvas piece. It's beautiful actually. But you know, this could be real tricky type of thing to ship. But I'm gonna leave it here. It's $15 for someone, but very nice piece. And I just wanted to show it to all of you because it's definitely worthy of being displayed somewhere. Awesome, awesome piece. You know, I always find it a shame with the Norman Rockwell stuff because this is really such a beautiful scene if you think about it. And I say that as someone who has a daughter and just always loved coming home and seeing her. And this actually, you know, brings back, you know, some good memories to me. I mean, I didn't wear that hat, but but anyway, it does remind me a little Mrs. Primetime. But in terms of a purchasing decision, I mean, there's just so many of them made. You know, 2,596, and there's many more of them that were made than that. So, you know, you could find this for like $13 online. They wrote on here, you could get that off by just putting a dry erase marker and rubbing it off. But, you know, that's just another little side tip. But cool piece, but we're gonna leave that one behind as well. All right, so I just looked through that area over there, but in the past, I have had success over in this area looking at tables like this for pillows and plush. And a lot of times they hide. So when I came over here, what I saw was something that looked like a plush underneath. And it turns out it is a cute little dog. We'll see maybe later how Daisy reacts to this. Kind of reminds me of Daisy. All right, let's see how Daisy reacts to this dog. Daisy! Daisy, who's that? Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's got these nice colorful streamers and beads on the side, and it's called Twiddle. There's one Twiddle, I can't believe I'm saying the word Twiddle, Twiddle online. Not this dog, but another one, and they're asking 22 bucks for it. So, you know, dogs are popular. This is a can't miss for like a buck or 50 cents or whatever. So it's worth it also just to see how Daisy reacts to this when we bring it home later. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. Yes. And by the way, don't worry about these little stains that you'll see on them every once in a while. If you just apply a little soap and water to that, it easily comes off with just a little gentle rubbing. Okay, so that's where I just was just a moment ago. Now, this table I hadn't looked at, but this definitely jumped out at me just because... What is with these people? Oh my gosh, not again. Anyway, we're gonna do another retake here, but I'm making a video. Come on. Anyway, you know, you don't have to know anything about bags. This is for the fellas out there. Just look for something with all of these bright colors and this embroidery on it. It's really, really cool. You have an animal on it as well. Elephants definitely have religious significance. If you think of the Hindu god Ganesh, who's elephant shaped, and I say that because if you look at where this was actually made, this was not made in China. It was not made in the United States. Always test the zipper, remember. This is made by a company called Mexicali Blues, and it was made in India. You know, so it has some of those, you know, kind of Eastern themed kind of colors to it and design. If you look on the back, we have another elephant on here as well, and it's a pretty big bag. Now they want $5 for it, but I definitely think it's worth it for the size and for the design. So we're gonna add this right here. All right, there's my box right there. I'm just walking over to show you. You know, we talked about looking under the tables, and Mrs. Primetime was just here and astutely pointed out, hey, there's one of those playmat things that you always buy and sell. So, perfect example. Let me undo this for you and show you. Well, there you go. That is really a beautiful piece. You could definitely see a kid wanting to play with that and have a lot of fun with their toys. So, we're definitely going to pick this up. These things sell very well. It's in excellent shape. Even have a volcano exploding with lava. That's awesome. Yeah, that's all right. Go right over. No, go right over it. That's all right. It's okay. I think I'm going to do a new type of video compilation series called Primetime Interrupted. Oh, and they only want $1 for the mat, by the way. So that's definitely double tap worthy. All right, one of the things that I like about this sale is that in addition to that big room that I was in, they also open up some of the side hallways. And this is a perfect example of something that is easily missed because, again, it just looks like a boring item. It's not like a flashy collectible, but these are brand new garbage disposals, 25 bucks a piece. Definitely gonna pick them up. These have recently sold for $350 and $400, and right now the cheapest one available is for $450. So this is a slam dunk to not only find one of them, but to find two of them. So I'm gonna pick these up right now and put them in the Primetime Treasure Mobile. Big time, double tap. All right, loaded these up here. Let's go back. I left my box with one of the women in the checkout area, and she's holding it behind the table in a secure location. Interestingly enough, a lot of people ask me about security. They actually have security on the way out, checking that you actually paid for the stuff so that nobody steals anything. At estate sales, sometimes they have people standing in the rooms for security, but other times it's based on a trust and honor system. And unfortunately, there is a lot of theft that goes on at estate sales. If you talk to the estate sale dealers, they'll tell you that. I did check this area, by the way, on the way in, and there's nothing here that I'm interested in. All right, so just to give you a sense of how much stuff is scattered around here, and we just came from down there, which is where we got the food disposal units. There's more stuff down there. That's where I actually checked them out and kept my box. And then if we walk down here, I already looked this stuff over, so I'm not passing it up, but you can see here there's some Christmas stuff. There's some Halloween stuff over here. That costume on the bottom has stains all over it and looks like they're going to be hard to get out, so I passed on that. But then if we go down here, and I did see all that stuff there, there's nothing to get. Down here to the left there's DVDs, and then we're going to turn out to the right and you'll see stuff there. There's no DVDs worth picking up. There's some VHS tapes there as well, but hang on a second. If you're wondering why I was out of breath on that one part, maybe a little bit is because I'm holding this big box with just one hand as I'm walking down the hallway to show you stuff. But that's where the DVDs were. And then over here we have a whole nother gym with more stuff to look at. All right, so I did look over these video games here, nothing worth picking up in this selection, but I did want to point something out from a prior video. I was talking about making sure you're checking the cases and seeing if the discs are inside, but sometimes depending on the game, especially if it's a much older game, it definitely could be worth picking up just the case, just the empty case, because someone might just have the disc and need the case for collectible reasons. So definitely look into picking that up. That's something that a few people mentioned in the comments, and it's definitely a good point. So I was just filming this scene where I was talking about the video games, and then I met Josh here, who actually also has a YouTube channel. He'll tell you about it in a second, but he made it. That's actually mine. It's okay, it happens all the time. So you were telling me something about the games to also look at inside.
Yeah, because you were talking about, you check the disc damage
right.
and whatnot, and that's totally, legitimate as well. And you can also get empty discs. They'll
right.
be worth something
right.
to somebody who has the disc but not the case. I'm
right.
sorry, I misspoke there.
Yep.
But another thing is if you check the cases for the original manuals are worth something, and in many cases like Grand Theft Auto, it'll have a lot of they always come with a poster. I actually think some of the more the GTA 5 might not have or something. I can't remember which one didn't, but they'll usually come with the GTA 4 has the entire map, and then it has the whole subway system map.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So some people want them just for the maps.
Yeah, because the posters themselves will be worth money.
Yeah.
And stuff, depending on the game,
Right.
Different, obviously, depending on the game.
Right.
It'll be worth a different variety of value.
Yeah. Yeah, I was checking into that one. That particular one the poster isn't worth a lot. But I'm sure but it's just a good tip.
Also, this is, it's more of a modernish GTA game. You give it some time. Maybe if you go back and look at the Grand Theft Auto 1 poster, not the collector's edition, but the actual original releases for Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, and even the London one. Right. Those posters might be worth something. All right, that's an awesome tip. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no problem.
You were telling me you have a Pokemon channel. What is that? Because I have a lot of viewers who love Pokemon.
Not too long ago, I created a a Pokemon channel where I just like open packs and I try to see what cards I can get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start talking about like maybe like the live action movie, maybe touch on the anime or something like that.
All right.
But
What's
in
it
the
called?
games themselves, the main series game, I call it Josh Hill Pokemon.
Josh Hill Pokemon?
Yeah.
All right.
If you want, check it out, subscribe to it.
Yeah.
It really helps me out a lot, you know.
Absolutely.
Also, with a lot of my videos, I do put up the code cards. If somebody plays the Pokemon trading card game online, you can get free code cards on there.
Oh, cool.
For free cards on the game itself.
All right.
And also, I like the main series games, so I talk about those as well.
All right, my viewers who like Pokemon are going to like that. I'm going to put the link to your channel in the description section. So thanks so much for sharing that tip. And
I really appreciate it. Yeah. No, and I'm glad I
glad
ran
you're
into
here.
you. Yeah.
Timing is perfect, right?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. All right.
Have a good one.
All right. So if you're wondering, I do look through the CD sections. I normally don't find anything, but I did have to at least show this to some of my viewers who are going to recognize this. Remember the Jerky Boys? Frank Rizzo. Get Brett Weir, I said. Space Jam is a great franchise to look into depending on what the collectible is. The CD doesn't sell for much, but just a general tip to look into Space Jam items. All right, time to head in the gym now and take a look. Oh boy, this brings back memories. Oh my gosh. Who remembers from years ago when I found that Irish green dress? It was right there in the corner. Absolutely crazy, wow. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time. All right, now before I show you the next thing, I'm gonna say hi to Tracy. She thought I was gonna forget her name. She just came up to say hi to me. That makes 7 people who have spotted me today and have come up to me to talk. So thanks, Tracy, and your daughter. All right, so I just wanted to point this out because I do talk about looking into slipcover books, and this is really more like a box set. It's pretty big, but it's modern, and those are the ones you got to be more cautious of. Really, more value will be in the older sets. In general, these are all generalities. This one sells for like 15 bucks, so it wouldn't be worth picking it up for 5. And media mail is getting more expensive these days. All right, so here's another one to be careful of, which are the Minecraft books. Obviously a very popular video game, but there are so many of these handbooks out there. Now, if you could get them low, like 50 cents a piece, it makes sense, but these are like $1, $1.50 a piece, and a set of 6 of these you could sell for like 18 bucks, and that doesn't even include the shipping. So definitely be careful with these. And there's no flexibility on the price at this particular sale because the prices are all set by the family members, so they can't adjust it at the register. All right, so I'm normally telling you what books to buy, but here I'm giving you another tip on an exception of something to avoid, because I always tell you to look for the kids' books, especially things that you could find in bundle lots like this. Now here, they want 10 bucks for 21 of them. I actually think there's 22, but regardless, you have to know whether or not there's a demand for the title. Supply and demand is crucial. And there's just not a demand for this. So we're going to pass on it because they just don't sell well. All right, now here is something to look for, which is anything that says Advent calendar on it. You'll actually see that in some Lego sets that I've sold in the past. And basically the concept is the kid gets this before Christmas, well before, and then they open it up, whatever it is, and then they have something each day that they get as a present. And in this case, it would be 24 books before Christmas. But you can see the problem here is we have ripped pockets right there, right here, and a missing book. So that really pretty much makes this worthless. But if it was complete, not ripped, this kind of stuff could have been cleaned off likely. Then right now someone's asking $35 for it, and these things do sell, so look out for it. All right, I'm 100% getting this. I don't care to resell or what, but I love the Smurfs, important part of my childhood, so I'm definitely gonna pick this up. I'll probably just keep it hanging out in Primetime Treasure headquarters for a little bit. There's mermaids in the Smurf Village? Really? Who knew? You're gonna love Primetime Treasure headquarters, I'll tell you that much. Now, I do always say to look into the pillow pets, but normally at garage sales, I could find them for 50 cents to $1, you know, maybe at most $2, but they want $5 for this one, and you could get it online for $12. That's mine, ma'am. That's okay. I know it's hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, all these boxes, right?
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, well, I have to rescue this plush because I chucked it over here when I went to save my box. All right, there you go. Someone else will buy you. I spy my little eye, an alligator plush. These pretty much never fail. Alligator plushes. I mean, there's always exceptions for everything, but I've yet to buy an alligator plush that hasn't sold and turned me a good profit. And the great thing about this one is this is a Crocs plush. That is so cool. Now, I wish they didn't put the safety pins in it, but that's really not a big deal. You take those out easily and you're never even gonna know. It's just gonna reform itself. It is about a $20 to $22 plush. So I'll definitely pick it up for $2 because it's very light, easy to ship, easy to photograph, and I love alligators. It's one of my favorite types of animals. So there you go. Just stay away from that Smurf. He is not on the menu. Absolutely not. These are pretty cool. They've got some wear on it. They're from 2001. You know, initially I was drawn to it because it has Sunoco on it. And, you know, it's over 20 years old. So actually, technically it's vintage now. But these only sell for like $15, so it doesn't make sense for a $5 buy-in. All right, so I've been taking a look at the shoes and the boots. Yes, I did check out those flower rain boots. Reminds me a lot of Jesse Shops, but those weren't worth it for the price. Not a name brand, by the way. But the name brand I look for the most is Nike. And these are the Nike Diamonds. If you're wondering, by the way, if you're new into shoes, how to easily check comps for these, you just type in this number right here with the 333, and that'll bring it up on eBay. This will clean up really nicely with the magic eraser. Just apply that to the white part, and we'll be all set. All right, so here's another excellent Nike example. These are the James Harden breast cancer awareness ones. You can see a little symbol back there. You can also see that there is no tag to look up the number. It's not always there. Sometimes you have to look on the side of the shoe, so just beware of that. And it does need to be cleaned up a little bit. They are pre-owned, but the only pre-owned size 11, which is what this is available right now on eBay for $130. That includes the shipping. A brand new size 11 has sold for about $100, and pre-owns have sold for about $65, and a size 10 sold for a $5 buy-in on these. There you can see the price there on the side of the shoe, $5. I'm definitely gonna pick these up. All right, let me know what you would have done with these. I kind of went back and forth with it. I mean, I really like them because they're Nikes, and I love these colors. They're in great condition too. They almost look like they would glow in the dark. Now, they are a youth size, and they want $6 for them, and it's a size 6. The cheapest available right now on eBay, and the only available in the US at the time of this filming, is for $48. There is no record of this particular style selling. It doesn't show that they haven't sold, it just doesn't show any selling. But I've got to imagine that there's going to be a kid who's on a sports team who has these types of colors or wants this particular pattern and is a size 6. And you know, these go back to 2013, so they're pretty old. You're not gonna just find them anywhere. So that tipped the scales for me to buy them, but let me know what you would have done without any sales comps. Sometimes you just have to go with gut instinct. Goes good with the crocodile. Will you get out of there? What are you doing? My goodness, I found another pair of Nikes. Again, these will clean up really nice with the magic eraser, but check the price out on these. Just $1. Now, they're pretty lightweight, so it's not going to cost a lot to even ship these. And they're 7.5. I mean, not a bad size. And they sell for around anywhere between like 20 and 30 bucks. So just gonna have to wait till someone's looking for this style. Add it to the pile. All right, this is definitely something to look out for and be aware of, especially when you go thrifting, because sometimes you will see that they staple the price to the clothing item, and it's really more of a problem when they use these thick staples like this. So because what happens is you're going to take it home, you're going to take this off, and there's going to be a hole in there that is not always going to reset, and then you have a problem. So the ideal way to do it is something like this, where you have a piece of tape on it, and that is not going to damage the underlying fabric. So when I look at clothing, I'm looking for something unique, something different, something that stands out, something that might be bright and colorful. And when I saw this initially, I thought it might be a Green Bay Packers jacket or item, but to my pleasant surprise, when I turned it over, it's a Vernon Downs racing jacket, which is really cool because you just do not come across something like this often at all. For those of you who are not familiar, Vernon Downs is a racing track here in central New York. And Vernon, they also have a big hotel that they've built up there. And so someone is going to love this. And then, you know, always look around for something of a similar color, because then I saw this bag here and I took it out and I thought it might have been like New York Jets or something, but it's another Vernon Downs jacket. So look at that. That is so cool. So someone's going to definitely want this and just can't find it. So I'll have to figure out what to do price-wise, but we're going to pick these up. All right, so check this out. I'm going through the hats, right? And I see this Kansas City Royals hat. Now it has a little 47 on the side of it, which makes it a little bit different. But, you know, at best, this is like a $10 hat. So we're going to pass on it. But this is a perfect example of how things hide. This is exactly how I found this. It is right here, flipped over. What is it? This, folks, is a vintage New Jersey Nets hat. It's a snapback, and look at that. Made by Starter. They only want $2 for this. Folks, these vintage starter hats go for huge money. There is someone who has a vintage New Jersey Nets starter hat online right now. It's the only one. It's a different color scheme, a little bit different. They're asking $269 for it. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get that, but what I'm saying is this is worth way more than $2. So this is another great find. There's been so many incredible finds today. It's absolutely bonkers. So we're going to add that in the box. Definitely worthy of a double tap. All right, so check this out. This is very interesting. Whenever I see anything with pinstripes on it and it's baseball, I'm drawn to it. Again, as a Yankees fan, you know, you just know the pinstripes, you know, it's associated with class and prestige. Now, this is not New York Yankees. It says Counts on it. I don't know what that is. That might be a local team or something like that. There's some staining on it, but that looks like it'll come out easily. I have a little one here too, a little shout on it. But what drew me to it is not so much what's on the front. I always think outside the box, like how can I market this to somebody? And I'm just checking if that button's there. It is. Check out the back. Look at this. Just check out the name on the back. What's it say? Vegan. So I'm thinking that if someone is a vegan and they are vegan and proud, this is something really cool that they would like to wear. Again, I'll get these stains out and stuff, but that's why I'm gonna pick this up and that's how I'm gonna market it. And you know, you really can't miss because it's only $1. So what's the worst that could happen, right? So, oh no, look at this. Oh, this ruined it. Look at that right there. That's why you got to check these things out thoroughly. But I'm still going to leave this in the video because I think that is just a good tip just to pass on. You know, if you're out there searching, look at the names on the back. You might be able to market it that way. So, you know, when dealing with all these mounds of clothes, you know, what I do is I'm mainly looking for something that has a certain pattern on it, usually some type of graphic design. And this one I love. Look at this. You really cannot go wrong with combining Walt Disney World. You really cannot go wrong with combining Walt Disney World. Are people allergic to me or something? I don't know what's going on. Now it's $5, but it's 100% pre-shrunk cotton. It's extra large. Colors really pop. Doesn't even look like it's been worn. And what's going to add value to this is, look at that. It's double-sided and, you know, kind of makes it look like you're seeing it, you know, really from behind compared to, you know, what it looks like here. Like it's like going through, which is really neat. So I got to pick this up for $5. Here's another great one to be on the lookout for, the llama theme shirts. There's a lot of different styles out there. This is really cool. It's a Christmas one. I'm either gonna resell it or I'm gonna give it to Mrs. Primetime because she is a huge fan of llamas. They only want $1 for this. So yeah, we'll see what she says. Maybe she wants to wear it like, you know, because it looks like it's oversized. Maybe she wants to wear it to sleep one night as like pajama top or something. If not, I'll list it, but be on the lookout for these. They're awesome. All right, so full circle, we are out of the gym and back in this original location. So what we're gonna do at this point is get everything out of the box, check out, get a total price, and then we'll be good to go. Wow, we loaded up today, folks. I will give you the total for this box in just a moment. All right, the grand total for everything in that big center box was $60.50. Wow, what a deal, what a deal. Now remember, the food dispensers, those were 25 bucks a piece. So grand total, I spent about $110 today. But for what I got, I mean, what an incredible place. This was better than an estate sale today. I mean, just so fun digging through all the piles, going through all the different areas of the building. I mean, it really is like a treasure hunt. I think it would be different if it was all in just one room or in a big gym and that was it. But to be able to go to all of those different locations, all those little nooks and crannies, like I like to say, made it extra fun. Now, what was also a lot of fun today was just meeting so many people. 7 or 8 different people coming up to me, talking to me, watching the channel. Just blows me away. And I just had so much fun doing that. So thank you again to all of you that came up to me today. And another awesome thing about today was that all the proceeds go to support the music department at the high school, which I am very big in supporting because both of my children were heavily involved in music. My son played cello for many years, and my daughter was very much involved in percussion and marching band and that sort of thing, as you've seen watching the channel. So great to see the proceeds go to an awesome cause. All right, so we just got back to Primetime Treasure headquarters. Mrs. Primetime picked up a few things. Let me show you what she got. All right, so no surprise, Mrs. Primetime picked up a bunch of jewelry. She got this Christmas wreath brooch for just $1. She got this trio for 50 cents. She got this Celtic looking brooch for 50 cents as well. We have to do a little bit more research into that one. She got this cool frog pin. We always look for animal stuff for 50 cents as well. This really nice necklace for 50 cents or $1. I don't remember. I know she paid $4 for everything I'm going to show you here. This is really cool. This is a holder for stretch rings, and you could see the stretch rings right there, and it even came with the ring. So that's a pretty neat piece right there. And last but not least, she bought a sign for Daisy. So we're gonna hang this up. This is not to resell, but everything here she paid $4 for. And yes, I did stop off and get a giant size Mountain Dew.
All right, let's see how Daisy reacts to this dog. Daisy! Daisy, who's that? Who's that, Daisy? Who's that? Daisy, who's that? Oh, you got your Christmas outfit on too? Daisy, that's not a real butt. You gotta smell the butt. That's not real. Oh, you push it. Oh, you're showing who's boss. That's right, Daisy. You show who's boss around here. What are you gonna do? What do you make of it? What do you make of it, Daisy? Where's the doggy? Where's the doggy? I guess she lost it.